a grateful recovering compulsive gambler. Date of abstinence is August 21st, 2016. And I live in Miami Beach, Florida. I used to live in Maryland and Virginia and D.C. area. And I moved down here about 10 years ago. I lost my home about 5 years ago. And then, of course, basically, I lost my home because gambling took me from 35th floor condominium down to a doorway of a building after hours. My gambling started underage, and then, of course, I had the help of a family member, an aunt that lived in Maryland. I lived in Virginia at the time, and she was buying Maryland lottery tickets and the numbers, and she had maybe a deal to split the money half and half. So that was when I first started gambling, underage, under legal gambling age, and I basically didn't really gamble that much because I was still underage. However, once I did get to be old enough, then I gambled on a regular basis, and pretty much maintenance basis, because it was pretty much every day. When I gambled, I was betting on scratch-off tickets, numbers, three digits and 4 digits, daytime and nighttime, and of course, excuse me, lottery tickets, and big game tickets, and Powerball tickets, and also I'd bet with friends on football games, sometimes basketball games, and then of course illegal crap games and illegal racing. As a matter of fact, when I got into illegal car races, betting on them, not driving in them, but I remember I lost my first bank account because I put the whole bank account's worth of money on one race. And then, of course, there are some things I didn't gamble on. I never gambled on Texas Hold'em or Highlight, because I never knew how to play them. I wasn't going to put my money on something I didn't know how to do. And then, of course, I also never bet on dog races, and only because there wasn't any dog tracks I knew of. It would be just as simple as a horse race, but like I say, I didn't know where any of them were, And however, it's funny, now that I got abstinent, I found about 3 or 4 dog tracks. But anyway, that covers about that. I ever lost, and what the most I ever won? Well, that's one of those things I can't tell you. Not to be vague, not because I don't want to tell you, but I just don't have an answer to that, After a while, it just became... excuse me. It just became one bet was another one after a while, So I really can't give you a fair, honest answer about how much you won and how much you lost, And I can probably tell you a couple instances, but one time, for instance, I was betting horse money on at the track, and I was down to like the last couple of hours, and luckily I hit a long shot, because I say luckily because I was using my rent money to bet on the races, because I used up my betting money, because I had betting money in one pocket and rent or something like that in another pocket. And, luckily though, luckily I got enough to pay my rent and get a couple $100 to enjoy myself with it. It was like about $200 or $300 triple. but the least I lost, I mean, the least or most I lost, I don't know. Well, you know, like I said, I can't really give you an exact estimate about how much I lost and how much I made, but there is one thing I can tell you. I eventually lost myself, you know. My gambling made me eventually lose myself. That's what the bottom line was, I think. Okay, now excuse me. Now I'll tell you what happened with my condominium. When I first moved here, I got a one-bedroom apartment, and it was right in downtown. And you know, I wanted to rent my apartment for about a year. You know, then of course that way I chose other people that had a responsible, you know, record of paying my rent on time. And about a year later, I was saying, okay, now I could look for something a little bit better. And that something a little bit better was only a couple blocks away. 35th floor condominium. Beautiful ocean view, beautiful street view, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. It was, you know, it was beautiful. And I spent there about 3 years without any problems. And then 4th year, a real problem. That's why I'm on the street. But well, after I lost my place, I pretty much spent about the first 6 months on Miami side, and the last 4.5 on Miami Beach side, as I mentioned in the beginning of the topic. But you know, a lot of people are usually surprised when I say this. You know, I don't really feel bad anymore that I got myself evicted and homeless, because you know, it made me look at my gambling. You know, made me take a serious look at my gambling, and you know, it still took me a couple of years of gambling, but I eventually got back in the rooms, and like I said, I'm grateful that I lost it, you know, because it got me back into the rooms for myself when I was ready. And now I'm getting ready to head out to a meeting. I'll still stay with you on here, so don't worry. Anyway, you asked me about my last bet. Well, you know, my accident date is 21st of August, 2016. So, you know, my last bet was August 20th, 2016. And basically, I was walking down the street like I'm doing right now, and I happened to see a Powerball ticket lying on the street. And you know, somebody dropped it. And I happened to look, and it was for tonight. Well, not for tonight, but I mean that particular night, you know. And and you know, 2 things that jumped in my head. 2 thoughts that jumped in my head. One was saying, "Oh, go ahead and take it. After all, you found it. You didn't buy it." And then, of course, the next thought in my head was, "Do I actually want to spend all this time to try to get a day again?" You know, so I never placed another bet since. You know, if you're still struggling with gambling, one of the first things I can tell you is self-exclusion is one of the best things that you can do to help yourself. You know, self-exclusion is when you go to the casino and sign yourself out, asking them to throw you out if you happen to ever go in. So basically, with you're okay, you're asking them to throw you out. But and then, of course, if you do get caught for gambling or going in entirely, you get caught for trespassing and other things. So, And you know, the casinos that I've signed out of don't tempt me at all now. I can just ride by them or walk by them, no big deal. But yeah, you know, I'm planning on eventually signing out of all the casinos in Florida, and then all of them in the United States. And pretty much, if I could do that with the horse tracks, I do it with the horse tracks too. You know. And, you know, then of course also another thing that helps the people who are still gambling or struggling to gamble. Ask yourself, do you really want to go through all the trouble and try and make it back? You know, and also take a good look at yourself, honest look at yourself, and talk to someone about that honest look about yourself. You know, and try to repair the damage from the past. You know,
I'm on 46th Street on the bus.
Because you know.
We're moving right along.
You know, I miss family photos. You know, I lost most of my family photos in my eviction. You know, and, you know, some of those things can't be replaced. But, anyway, I hope somebody gets something out of it without having to end up like me, trying for 40 years to just get 2 years, you know. I know when I look back on it, it wasn't worth it, you know. And, you know, because I pretty much lost myself. Not only did I lose money, but I lost myself. Lost myself, lost my home, I lost money. Anyway, though, one thing I usually like to end with when I'm doing something else on another site, I usually like to end with saying that recovery is always the best bet. Thank you.